Hi, welcome to part 5. I showed this before, but I just wanted to make a brief statement. One of the reasons I would not point finger and say at the Attorney General office, and yes, it is his office, I would say, but I wouldn't say him. Now, my case was appointed. This is France saying that my case was appointed through the Deputy General. So, I still will not point the finger at him. I point the finger at her because of the emails. And her emails were send more, send more. If I said I would like to talk to you, she didn't even make a response on that notion. Like on the note of that or anything like that. Or if I leave her a message, she will not do that. But I would point the finger at her because who? She handled my case. That's the person I have to point at. How she presented, how she closed out on it is a different story. I didn't see that, you know. It goes through the tunnel through her. So yes, if there's anybody for me to point the finger at, I'll say her. At that point, if you're trying to match up something to that 20 and that shows up, that's a reasonable doubt right there. What else is missing? You cannot find it. What else is missing? That's it. You could see the way that they were moving the wrong papers, that they were trying to match up what I had against them, and they couldn't do that. That's where all of the lifting of dates came in. They lift so many dates and do all these sorts of things. So the Attorney General office should have never sent this to rebuttal. Never. They should not. Okay, those sophisticated criminals who want to have a plan for my life, I want them to know that I know what is a double play, and I also know what is a LBW. I was to write an essay about LBW, my first writing in Belmont Methodist School between 13 and 14 years old. So I know what is a LBW, and I know what is a double play. And the sweetest part of it, I used to have to play cricket in the dirt, so I know how to get down and dirty with those criminals they have in Indiana. As you can see, the letter that the Attorney General initially sent when I first contacted them, where he highlighted Section 1, is 4 Section 1 to 4. Now, I based my judgment on Section 1 where he highlighted, and I based my judgment on Section 4. They don't seem, as she come down with her final give and take about the rebuttal and closing the case, is not clear on Section 4. So if there's any different that other people understand, I would like to hear from you guys because I don't understand it. In other words, my case should have gone to court according to what Section 4 is saying and according to the files I send them. The files I send them where 20 books never showed up, not even in no account, no quarterly report. How did the IRS collect money on that? At that time, the way that showed up, there should have been 28 books. But that disappeared from the scene, and luckily for me, I hid my bills, as I wouldn't have that to show. This is Leonardsen. This is my complaint against Order House. I just want you to see the number. That's my complaint number against Order House. 11340678. This is the caseworker telling me to reply in writing with a rebuttal. And I thought she got paid to do that. Well, maybe she's right, maybe she's wrong. That's just my thinking. It may be voodoo economy for some people, but for me it's a lifetime of work. Order House, it was all right for them to tell me that they have 25,000 book distributors. Fine, nothing wrong with that. The more the merrier. But at least quote who sold my book on your report. All the report that came to me, and it's only one in 2005, as I repeated many times. None of them have who sold my book. Instead, I have a rocket book that I never wrote. That's the one that put to terrorize me. They cannot come up with that. They cannot tell me also how many books I sold. You cannot do that. You have my money, you take my property, you destroy it my property. You cannot give me proper quarterly report for over $1,000 I spend with you. I find that is to be advantageous. And on top of stealing my money, you're also terrorizing me. Note, is this what America is coming to? Please give me back my money. I am not kidding about that. It's me, you, and the almighty living God. This here was my number plate when I lived in Massachusetts. I never knew that the VY stand for very Yankee. So you know what that means as a Yankee fan to Red Sox. So you know I was a target then, even in the in the licensing office, you know. But anyway, I wanted to show this. This big one here was in my window, and when I became homeless to have privacy to sleep, I turned it over. I wrote on it and I turned it over. And I put 25,000 homeless seniors in New York, New York. So I could have some privacy to go to sleep. Before I get any further with this, I want to show that I am not mistaken when I say that there's involvement with special interests. I don't like to use the word government because government is really a wide word of, if you're going to use the word government. So I like to say special interest. When you say government, you're including some very innocent people, because there's a lot of, people working in the government that is fine people. So it's better I use the word conspiracy. But the parties involved in my conspiracy, the special interest people, give me an extra book that I didn't mention all along. And I chose now to explain why they give me a book called Rocket ebook. And it's all of my quarterly report, this Rocket ebook. I don't know if it's meant to razzle dazzle the IRS or what, but they can't razzle dazzle me with it. What concerns me is how it bypassed the Attorney General concern when I show up to agreement and a contract for two different type of book. One book with two different outputs. I have one book quarter with two different, but on my quarterly report have an extra book. So the special interest people in America have been working so hard on my case. My son, who helped me load my website when I build a website for Divine Order, my equation, he can't get his green card now. I applied for him since 2005, and he gets so much pressure that's another story. Plus the Jewish woman I was talked about with her tax, that came upon her because of me also. So a lot of us have been suffering because of this. So when I show this Rocket ebook, it is because I can't hold it back anymore, because I don't know how the Attorney General never asked the question, what about this Rocket ebook? Of course it have no earnings, but the question should have been asked. That's what I'm trying to say. Excuse me, I am not, might not be able to put this forward in the right way as some professionals will be. So I have to nibble my way through it the best way I can do this, because I have a feeling also that the thing, because of my age, I born in 1945, maybe I don't have no education at all, like the British didn't educate us at all, We don't know what we're doing, people of my generation. But I just want them to know my grandmother could read and count better than me and read more than I do. So they're stereotyping the wrong nigger. This was another letter that was also in Divine Equation that and it was circled by the Congress of Library, and they sent it back. It's just explaining, what the original work of authorship and how it copyright protects the author. It went on to say, and it was asking me if I want to also do anything in a follow-up, but I didn't do that. So that's it. As I said, the two guidelines I follow is 1 and 4. That was my guideline in seeking, doing making justice for myself. I do not have any problem with Indiana office, the Attorney General office. If they said to me, I wouldn't have this problem if they had said to me, they do not represent not individual consumers. If they had said that up front, I would not have mind. I would understand. I'll go my way. But you said thank you for helping Indiana keep their statute clean and effectively for consumers. Then you proceed of asking for letters. And every letter that I sent to you, which was 3 or more, and it was each one was over 20 something dollars special delivery to the post office, plus all the copies I have to make at the post office. Each copy costs a quarter at the post office, or 15 cents or whatever it was. It's expensive. All right. And you did not, you were looking at all these information I gave you. I bought books. None show up on Author House billing. All the quarterly report is put in projecting a rocket book that I did not send you a contract for. All of them is not quoting in the monthly reports a lifetime or fiscal year amount of books. You must give either a quarterly or fiscal or something like that amount of books sell in a lifetime. None of this was shown, but you came to rebuttal. So I say, of course, I must say, shotgun, if you're asking me for so many information, it is nothing but that you are a tomcat for this company, Author House, and riding shotgun with them, because what else can I say about this? It's criminology, man. The minute they are singing that Sam song, and like, you can't show me quarterly report, your Attorney General cannot reply in a proper way. They're hiding and they're dodging and they're doing all this sneaky business when it's clear these people cannot even set forth. They're watching my receipt. They're saying they're owing me money, but they never pay me money. No bank in the world could say, listen, this woman collect money and you singing me an IRS song. What is that? That is stereotyping an immigrant. That is stereotyping an immigrant. That is showing the IRS on me, and you want me to submit to that bullshit. And I said no, because my ancestors made it through the friggin' slavery. You can't do that. You cannot make me scared no more. To hell with you. I hope and pray to God that what they're giving to me and they're showing to me, the quarterly report that Author House is showing to me, I hope they're not showing it to the IRS. In a way, that's wishful thinking, because why don't you show the history of the book? Why don't you show the historical part of the sales? How many the books sell? Where it was sold? The amount of money sold? Why are you putting in 3 and 4 things on there that are not supposed to be there, and all sorts of things? Why don't you cut to the chase and present the quarterly report right? Instead of that, they're confusing what we did. They're not straightforward on your monthly account. For what I got from the bulk, it's not. It's not. What could I say? It's not. I have to say it like it is. It is not. They're not formatting the quarterly report right. It's a razzle dazzle. It's a shady business, like the dark horse in the race. That's what Author House is doing. So you will never know. Not even the government will know. Will never know who sold one of my books. What is this? What is this? Why should I take the rap for that? I'm not going to take the rap for that. So I'm going to come out and say, clean. They are razzling, dazzling the IRS, and I'm not going to take the blame for it. Yes, when I answered the phone from Eugene Hopkins, he came on bullying and very obnoxious, and it set me back for a second or two. He was that way, like to intimidate me. I don't care if other houses thinking that they're the law in Indiana or what. I really can't work that out. Maybe they're not even in the United States of America. I don't know, whichever. But all I know is that I deserve to get my money back. I want my money back that I paid Order House for publishing my book. Maybe they don't belong to the United States of America, or they don't understand the law, or whatever, or they don't even believe in what America stands for. We're supposed to be free people, you know. So I don't understand. And justice first. And it is said what a person believes is don't have to be true. But I believe that Order House is targeting Caribbean people. This is my belief. I might be wrong, but in dealings with me, the way it was dealt, even if you throw out the special interest people who I believe rally around them, no, it is like, I was not supposed to ask. The way Eugene Hopkins talked to me on the phone is like he was ready to belittle me. And that is not being sensitive. The man was a total pig when he answered the phone. Like, I'm supposed to talk to him. I'm supposed to talk to him. Now, the Attorney General office is my lawyer. If I had do a private lawyer, would you tell the private lawyer that you want to talk to me? You could ask. Maybe you could talk to this woman. You could ask the private lawyer, and you know what he will say. You know what I mean? So why bully to talk to me? The Attorney General office is the law. So his intention, I believe in my heart, the way he came out, is to bully a Caribbean people because a person like me. This is my feeling about it. And I said, well, he could go to hell. Really, the man is obnoxious. Well, even so, even if there was outside interference or special interest or whatever it is, I don't care about that. I want my money back. Everyone has to stand on their own moral principles. You have a business. I don't care if special interest is pushing you around. I have nothing to do with that. I want my money back. I could say special interest was bothering me too. I wrote this book, taking care of my children. They are special to me. And it also falls into the category when I had it tucked away and put away and hidden away, I really didn't think about it. So this is something, that people like. They like to know that they're robbing you, but the only time they want you to know that they're there is when they're terrorizing you. So instead of they terrorizing me, now I'm going to terrorize myself. I ain't no psycho, but I'm going to put it there. And whatever they are thinking, I'm coming at you because this is your shit. And as I said just now, it was like me getting operated on without anesthetic. So this is my anesthetic. That check on my dining table is my anesthetic every night. I'm coming after Order House because what I've been doing, you see, from the time I started asking for quarterly report, they throw Ingram and this one at me and that one at me, and they forget what the contract said about I must receive $300 back, which is 100% of the $333 was there. So this is my anesthetic. I put it in. I'm going to beat myself for that 60 cents until I get back to you, Order House, because that 60 cents that you send there to me is to terrorize me. So yes, you send it to terrorize me, let it work there. I'm coming at you, baby, because you're a son of a hooligan.